Do you know the way you eat could be slowly harming your body without you even realizing it? As we get older, our nutritional needs change, yet strangely, our habits often don't. We might feel sluggish, gain weight, or strangely exhausted, almost like our diet isn't doing its job. And while we're quick to blame aging or slow metabolism, the real culprit might be something far simpler and more overlooked. The food choices you make every day. Something as routine as what you put on your plate could be quietly affecting your health one meal at a time. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 common eating habits that are especially risky for seniors. Some might seem innocent, even comforting, but for those of us over 60, they can lead to serious issues. Chronic inflammation, muscle loss, weakened immunity, and long-term strain on vital organs. The scary part is these habits don't always cause immediate pain. Instead, they chip away at your well-being slowly and silently, meal after meal. So stay with us because you're about to learn how simple adjustments like avoiding certain types of foods or changing when you eat could protect your heart, support your brain, and even reduce the risk of chronic diseases. These aren't dramatic lifestyle overhauls. These are quiet but powerful shifts that make a difference over time. Why your diet matters more than ever after 60. At first glance, eating what you enjoy might seem like the most natural, comforting thing. After all, food is pleasure, right? But here's what most people don't realize, especially seniors. Your body after 60 no longer processes food the way it once did. What was once harmless can now quietly work against your energy, your immunity, and your overall health. When your body no longer abounds the way it once did, poor eating habits do something subtle but powerful. They create a low-grade, chronic inflammation, especially during deeper stages of rest and repair. This can compound problems like joint pain, fatigue, and even cognitive decline. Reduced nutrient absorption doesn't just leave you tired. Over time, it taxes your organs, weakens your bones, and can even raise blood pressure. And for your overall well-being, consistently making poor food choices can place pressure on your digestive system, leading to discomfort and reduced nutrient uptake. That tension may not be felt immediately, but it builds over time, leading to stiffness, low energy, and reduced mobility during the day. If you've ever woken up with a dull ache or feeling sluggish that fades as you move around, this may be the hidden reason why. Now let's talk about something psychological that often goes unnoticed. The comfort of familiar, often unhealthy, foods can subtly reinforce feelings of vulnerability or a lack of control over your health. While it may seem symbolic, research in nutritional psychology shows that food choices affect the way the brain processes daily energy and mood. Seniors who regularly consume highly processed foods or too much sugar often report feeling more restless, unsettled, or more prone to mood swings. So, while eating what you want may seem safe, it's quietly placing strain on critical systems you need to protect in your later years. Your heart, your brain, your bones, and even your mind. It's not about making dramatic changes or tossing out all your favorite foods. It's about learning what your body is telling you and honoring those small signals with small shifts. In the end, the most powerful adjustments are often the simplest. Habit number 1, excessive sugar and refined carbohydrate intake. You might be surprised to hear this, but consuming excessive sugar and refined carbohydrates can quietly sabotage your energy, your mood, and even your long-term health. Especially as you get older, many seniors instinctively reach for sweet treats or easy-to-eat refined foods, just like we did in our youth. It's a habit that feels comforting and provides a quick energy boost. But when this natural instinct turns into an overly frequent habit, it can have unintended consequences. When you consume too much sugar and refined carbs, you send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. That might not seem like a big deal at first, but over several hours, it limits your body's ability to maintain stable energy levels. And for someone in their 60s or 70s whose insulin sensitivity may already be reduced, This can further restrict how well your body manages glucose, leading to fatigue and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. This blood sugar fluctuation isn't just about energy. It can affect your heart rhythm, your brain's ability to focus, and even your mood the next day. People who consume too much sugar often report grogginess, a foggy head, and feelings of anxiety that don't quite make sense. That's not just in their head. It's the result of shallow sleep caused by shallow breath. Then there's the issue of posture memory. Your body, especially in older age, adapts to the positions you spend the most time in. Then there's the issue of chronic inflammation. Sugar and refined carbs are major contributors to systemic inflammation in the body. This inflammation is a silent killer, contributing to joint pain, heart disease, cognitive decline, and even certain cancers. For seniors who may already be dealing with age-related inflammation, this diet can accelerate health issues. Let me share the story of Shirley, a 78-year-old woman from Michigan. After her husband passed away, she found herself eating more cookies and sugary cereals for comfort. She didn't think much of it until she began waking up with joint stiffness, persistent fatigue, and a strange feeling of brain fog she couldn't explain. Her doctor couldn't find anything wrong physically, but nutritionists noticed her diet. They gently helped her transition to more whole grains, fruits, and healthy fats, while drastically reducing added sugars. Within weeks, her morning stiffness faded, her energy improved, and she even said she felt lighter, both physically and emotionally. And the truth is, the older we get, the less forgiving our bodies become to this kind of repeated pressure. Let's start with the spine. When you lie on your stomach, your lower back naturally arches upward because your hips and abdomen sink into the mattress. That exaggerated curve in your lumbar spine isn't just uncomfortable, it puts constant tension on the muscles and ligaments surrounding your vertebrae. You might be surprised to hear this, but insufficient protein consumption is a silent killer for seniors. Many older adults unknowingly fall short on their daily protein needs, often due to changes in appetite, dental issues, or misconception that protein is only for bodybuilders. But for those over 60, getting enough protein is absolutely critical. Why it's so crucial to avoid. Sarcopenia, muscle loss as we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. Insufficient protein accelerates this process, leading to weakness, reduced mobility, and increased risk of falls. Weakened immunity. Protein is essential for building antibodies and immune cells. A lack of protein can compromise your immune system, making you more susceptible to infections and slower to recover. Slower healing. Wounds, injuries, and surgical recovery all require adequate protein. Without it, your body struggles to repair tissues effectively. Reduced satiety. Protein helps you feel full and satisfied. Not enough protein can lead to constant hunger, overeating, and difficulty managing weight. For seniors, maintaining muscle mass is vital for independence and quality of life. Losing strength means losing the ability to do everyday tasks like getting out of a chair or carrying groceries. Take the story of Richard, a 72-year-old retired firefighter from New York. Always been a light eater and thought he was doing well by cutting back on meat. But over time, he developed nagging weakness, struggled to lift things, and found himself constantly tired. After his doctor suggested he track his protein intake, he realized he was getting less than half of what he needed. With the help of a dietitian, he gradually incorporated more lean protein sources like chicken, fish, eggs, and legumes into his meals. Within weeks, his energy improved. Within a month, his strength returned, and he felt more robust. He told his therapist, "I didn't know how much I was missing until I finally added it back." If you've been under-eating protein for decades, changing might feel unnatural at first, but your body will thank you. Focus on including a protein source at every meal. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Small adjustments lead to better mornings, clearer heads, and stronger, more balanced bodies as we age. Fuel your muscles, stay strong. Habit number 3, chronic dehydration, not drinking enough water. A surprising number of seniors, especially those struggling with back pain or breathing issues, find themselves sleeping in a recliner or propped up in bed with multiple pillows. It feels like a compromise, something between sitting and lying down. And while it might bring temporary relief, this reclined sitting position can quietly chip away at your physical health in ways most people never see coming. Let's talk about the posture first. When you sleep in a semi-sitting position, your spine is not in a natural alignment. Your head tends to fall forward or tilt to one side, especially if the neck isn't fully supported. Over time, this can shorten the muscles in your neck and shoulders, leading to chronic stiffness, limited mobility, and even tension headaches. And when your upper body curls forward even slightly, it puts pressure on the chest and diaphragm, which restricts deep breathing. That reduced oxygen intake can cause poor sleep quality, mental fog, and even cardiovascular strain over time. Many seniors unknowingly suffer from chronic dehydration, simply not drinking enough water throughout the day. It seems like a minor oversight, but for those over 60, it can trigger a cascade of physical and cognitive issues that build up day after day. Why it's so crucial to avoid cognitive impairment. Even mild dehydration can lead to brain fog, difficulty concentrating, memory issues, and irritability. For seniors, this can be mistaken for more serious cognitive decline. Fatigue and low energy. Water is vital for nearly every bodily function, including energy production. Dehydration can leave you feeling constantly tired and sluggish. Kidney strain. Your kidneys work hard to filter waste from your blood, and they need adequate water to do their job efficiently. Chronic dehydration can put significant strain on your kidneys. Digestive issues. Water helps move food through your digestive system. A lack of it can lead to constipation, which is a common problem for seniors. Increased risk of falls. Dehydration can cause dizziness and lightheadedness, increasing the risk of falls, which are a major concern for older adults. For seniors, the sensation of thirst can diminish with age, making it harder to recognize when you need to drink. Medications can also increase fluid loss. Take, for example, Gary, a 74-year-old veteran from Oregon. After developing chronic fatigue and frequent headaches, he began attributing it to just getting old. His doctor, however, asked about his daily fluid intake. Gary realized he was barely drinking 2 to 3 glasses of water a day. So, Gary invested in a large water bottle and set reminders to drink throughout the day. That small change allowed him to stay consistently hydrated. Within 2 weeks, his headaches disappeared, his energy levels soared, and he finally felt rested again. It's important to recognize that while ignoring thirst might seem like a short-term fix, it often becomes a long-term trap. Your body adapts to low fluid levels, but not in a healthy way. If you need to increase your fluid intake, make sure it's done consistently throughout the day. Avoid sugary drinks and focus on plain water, herbal teas, or water-rich foods. It's not about drinking like a camel. It's about giving your body the right hydration to restore itself fully. Drink up, feel sharper. Habit number 4. Over-reliance on processed and packaged foods. First, let's consider what happens to the neck. In order to breathe while lying face down, you have to twist your head to one side for hours at a time. That puts enormous pressure on the cervical spine, especially between the C1 and C4 vertebrae. Over time, this can lead to nerve compression, limited neck mobility, or even chronic vertigo. Many seniors who sleep on their stomach wake up with dizziness, neck pain, or a sensation of tightness in the jaw or shoulders without realizing where it's coming from. But the issues don't stop at the neck. Sleeping on your stomach flattens the natural curve of your spine. Your lower back sinks downward, placing continuous pressure on the lumbar region. This can cause subtle spinal misalignment, which may not show up immediately, but often leads to stiffness, inflammation, and disc issues later on. for older adults who already have osteoarthritis or spinal degeneration. This position can make symptoms worse or accelerate joint breakdown. Another concern that many don't think about is organ compression. When you lie on your stomach, your chest and abdomen are pressed down against the mattress. This restricts natural lung expansion and can reduce oxygen intake during sleep. You may not notice it consciously, but your body takes in shallow breaths throughout the night. Reduced oxygen affects how well your brain and muscles recover, and it may explain why some people feel groggy or mentally foggy after a full night's sleep in this position. Stomach sleeping can also impact digestion. Pressing your stomach against a firm surface for hours can disturb the natural flow of digestion and even worsen issues like acid reflux or bloating. When digestion slows, you might wake up feeling heavy or uncomfortable, not just in your belly, but throughout your entire body. One small pressure point can have ripple effects on how you feel throughout the day. A surprising number of seniors fall into the trap of over-relying on processed and packaged foods. These foods, while convenient and often tasty, are often stripped of vital nutrients and loaded with unhealthy fats, sodium, and artificial ingredients. For seniors, this habit can quietly chip away at health in ways most people never see coming. Why it's so crucial to avoid nutrient deficiencies. Processed foods are typically low in vitamins, minerals, and fiber, which are essential for seniors' health. This can lead to deficiencies that impact everything from bone health to immune function. High sodium content. Many packaged foods are packed with sodium, contributing to high blood pressure, fluid retention, and increased risk of heart disease and stroke. Unhealthy fats. Trans fats and excessive saturated fats found in processed foods can raise bad cholesterol levels, increasing the risk of cardiovascular problems. Gut health issues. The lack of fiber and presence of artificial ingredients can negatively impact your gut microbiome, leading to digestive problems and affecting overall immunity and mood. Weight gain. These foods are often calorie-dense and designed to be hyperpalatable, making it easy to overeat and gain weight, which exacerbates many age-related health issues. For seniors who may have reduced appetites or difficulty cooking, the convenience of processed foods can be tempting, but the long-term health cost is significant. Take Linda, a 71-year-old from Minnesota who had always relied on frozen dinners and canned soups. In recent years, she started waking up with severe joint pain, chronic fatigue, and frequent digestive upset. Her doctor suggested she try a transition to more whole, unprocessed foods. At first, she resisted. It felt unnatural to cook more. But within a month, she noticed her sleep was deeper, her mood better, and her pain significantly reduced. Sometimes changing a lifelong habit feels like an uphill battle. But in her case, it was the key to waking up feeling whole again. The bottom line is this: over-reliance on processed foods might seem innocent, but for seniors, it's often a silent saboteur. It depletes nutrients, promotes inflammation, and limits the body's ability to heal. If you're used to eating this way, consider slowly retraining yourself. Start by incorporating one fresh fruit or vegetable into each meal, or try cooking one meal from scratch each week. What matters most is giving your body a chance to fully restore each night without pressure points, twisted joints, or blocked airways. Choose whole, live well. Habit number 5, skipping meals or irregular eating patterns. Lying flat on your back might sound like the most neutral, even natural position, and in many ways, it can be if it's done right. But for seniors who sleep on their backs without proper support, this seemingly harmless position can slowly trigger a cascade of health issues that grow worse with time, often without any obvious signs in the beginning. When you're young, your spine is more flexible and your muscles are strong enough to support the natural curves of your body, even on a flat surface. But as we age, our muscle tone changes. The lumbar curve in your lower back tends to flatten out and your hips may tilt slightly forward. If you lie flat without lumbar support, the spine isn't held in its ideal position and gravity begins to pull your pelvis downward while your lower back arches unnaturally upward. This creates subtle tension through the lower spine that may not wake you during the night, but certainly accumulates into tightness and stiffness in the morning. In fact, one of the most common complaints among older adults who sleep on their backs is waking up with tight hamstrings, aching lower backs, or even hip discomfort that seems to come out of nowhere, but isn't random. It's often the direct result of sleeping in a way that leaves the spine and pelvis floating without support. Another major concern is sleep apnea. For many seniors, back sleeping increases the risk of airway obstruction. When you lie flat on your back, your tongue can fall backward toward your throat, partially blocking the airway and causing snoring, disrupted breathing. When it comes to managing your energy and overall health, consistency in your eating habits is everything. One of the most critical things seniors need to avoid is skipping meals or having irregular eating patterns. Doing so can lead to dangerous swings in blood sugar, energy crashes, and nutrient deficiencies. Why it's so crucial to avoid blood sugar instability. Skipping meals, especially breakfast, can lead to significant drops in blood sugar, followed by spikes when you finally eat. This instability puts stress on your pancreas and can worsen insulin resistance, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Energy crashes. Irregular eating means your body doesn't get a steady supply of fuel, leading to unpredictable energy dips, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. Nutrient gaps. When you skip meals, you miss opportunities to get essential vitamins, minerals, and macronutrients, leading to deficiencies over time. Increased snacking on unhealthy foods. When you're overly hungry from skipping a meal, you're more likely to reach for quick, unhealthy snacks that provide little nutritional value. Metabolic slowdown. Consistent meal skipping can signal to your body that food is scarce, potentially slowing down your metabolism as it tries to conserve energy. Seniors often face challenges like reduced appetite, forgetfulness, or a less structured daily routine, which can lead to irregular eating. Take George, a 76-year-old retired school principal from Indiana. He never thought twice about skipping breakfast because he wasn't hungry early in the morning, but he noticed he would feel shaky and irritable by midday and then overeat at lunch. His chiropractor pointed out his worsening lumbar stiffness and chronic fatigue. After his doctor suggested he try a consistent meal schedule, eating smaller, balanced meals every few hours, he noticed an immediate difference. His energy levels became stable throughout the day, his mood improved, and he actually felt more in control of his appetite. It wasn't about changing the position itself. It was about supporting his body better within it. If you're someone who prefers skipping meals, don't worry. You don't have to force yourself to eat huge meals, but it's important to support your natural curves. Focus on smaller, nutrient-dense meals or healthy snacks throughout the day. Use reminders if needed. These tiny changes can make a world of difference. Eat consistently, thrive daily. Final thoughts. Nourish your body, protect your future. By now, you might be realizing that eating isn't just about satisfying hunger. It's about how we fuel our bodies. The food choices you make meal after meal might seem harmless or even comforting, but for many older adults, they're doing more damage than they realize. Each habit we covered today, whether it's excessive sugar, low protein, dehydration, processed foods, or irregular meals, has its own unique way of putting stress on your body, restricting nutrient absorption, interfering with energy levels, or quietly worsening issues like chronic inflammation and muscle loss. But here's the good news. You're not stuck with these habits. Awareness is the first step toward change. And the fact that you watched this far means you care about your health, your longevity, and your quality of life. That matters because even small shifts like adding more protein, drinking more water, choosing whole foods, or simply being mindful of your meal timing can lead to huge improvements over time. So today, when you plan your meals, take a moment to check in with your body. Are you giving it the fuel it needs? Are your choices supporting your long-term health? Ask yourself those questions, not out of fear, but out of self-care. Because the way you eat isn't just a habit. It's a choice, a daily opportunity to nurture your body, restore your energy, and protect your future. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.